Tyler, big fan. Glad you're here. I want to lead with a food question that is quite controversial for me. I love A1 sauce, and I think every steak, regardless of how good the meat is can be made better with A1 sauce. Your reaction?
I don't love A1, but I got to say what I do like about it is the tamarind inside A1 because it has a nice bright acidity to it, and I think that's what you might be responding to, is like that vinegar kick,
Well,
right?
even if let's just say it's not A1, it could be anything. It could be sauce B. If I say I love a sauce, I get all the people on Instagram, my DMs going, a real steak don't need no sort of burr, burr, burr. So how do you feel about that? Does a real steak need burr, burr, burr?
Well, so here's the deal. As a guy who owns a steakhouse in San Francisco, I would agree with that statement. I think a really good steak needs nothing. So at our restaurant, Miller and Lux, we're at the Chase Center, home of the Golden State Warriors. We just had our 1 year anniversary, and we're on the short list for Michelin Star this year. And I think our steak program is pretty special, and we've been working on it for a long time. And it's about like the quality of the meat. It's about the marbling, and I really love a good dry age steak. So all of our steaks have a 45-day dry age, and that you get this really beautiful aroma to it that kind of highlights the meat naturally. So let's just put that aside. Let's just talk about your A1 for a second, because I think that's kind of an interesting sort of condiment that could really kind of fit in the gap somewhere between like horseradish, a whipped creme fraiche and horseradish, or like horseradish sauce you get with prime rib at a prime rib joint, salsa verde, chimichurri. I think there's lots of like really good sauces that make steak taste fantastic. But I think what you might be responding to, my friend, is that nice kind of vinegar kick that the A1 sauce has, and I think it makes the steak taste fresh.
Or
That's what you like.
am I responding to the fact that I am a hillbilly?
No, man. I grew up in the South too, brother. I grew up in South Carolina. I get, it's like there's sometimes like really great steak sauce is something delicious, but in A1, I think is particularly tasty. But I think if you get a really good steak, as a matter of fact, if you give me your address, bro to bro, me to you, I'm gonna send you a steak this afternoon.
And
I'll put one in the mail to you.
And listen, Tyler, I love you, and I've been watching you on TV forever. But I just want to say this: let's imagine you have a perfect day, Tyler. You wake up in the morning, the weather's great. Let's just say your hobby is just bear with me. You love to play golf, so you play golf. You have a great lunch. You go and you watch your favorite team play. You watch the Golden State Warriors. The day is perfect. Couldn't be any better. But then, by the way, added your perfect day, you get a massage. A1 is that massage. Like I've already got the perfect steak. A massage just makes it better. It doesn't take away from it.
A1, it's like a squeeze of lemon juice. It's like it's something really. All right, here's the deal. There's nothing wrong with, listen. If you like A1, I like A1, right? Like if somebody walks to my restaurant, and I'm not necessarily making this comparison to you like an A1 sauce, but if somebody wants their steak well done, I'm okay with it. You know what I mean? Like I just want you to be happy, and if you like what you like, there's no controversy here with you like an A1 steak sauce on your steak. If that makes you happy, my friend, that makes me happy. And I think that makes the world a better place.
Well, then, okay, two things. I like medium well. I do like a medium well steak with A1. And why do I feel
Yeah.
shame then and why do I feel like to ask under my breath at restaurants I go to and be like, hey, man, you got any A1? And you can put it in a different kind of jar if you don't have the bottle. Like, why do I feel that shame,
Sure.
Tyler?
Well, we do not have A1, and we have like really nice like demi glace. We're fancy. It's a fancy restaurant. But listen, if we had it,
Mhm.
or I tell you what, if you walked to my restaurant and you wanted it, and I had someone free that could run to like a local grocery store and go get it for you, I would do that,
Yes,
man,
that's
because
right.
I think that's what hospitality is all about.
Boom.
So like you walk into my restaurant, dude, like whatever you want, we're thrilled that you're there. Your money is green, my friend, and we want to celebrate you and our restaurant. We're grateful for you to be there. And so whatever it takes to make you happy, we want to live in that place.
And I
So
deserve
listen, if you like A1, if you like A1 sauce, hallelujah, my friend.
I,
I think A1 is a great condiment. It's a
amen.
great American condiment.
I and it deserve to be celebrated. So we'll move off that right now. Tyler Florence, celebrity chef, is on with us, which, by the way, at Tyler Florence. I got more things to talk to you about, but first, I do want to talk about Two Dudes in a Kitchen, the podcast. So tell me about this podcast. Are you and Wells doing this about food, or is it about life, or is it about people on The Bachelor that eat food? What's the deal here?
Well, it kind of like, moves around every episode. We start off with food. and then where we kind of end up usually ends up being about something kind of funny about life. We just crack each other up. I've known Wells for a couple of years. He was a contestant on Worst Cooks in America on Food Network, and that's where we got to know each other, and we've been buddies ever since. And we were always kind of kicking around the idea about let's just do a podcast together, and then it just sort of popped up in conversation. It would be like two dudes in a kitchen, and we'll just talk about anything and everything. It always starts off with food, and then kind of where we go ends up with some kind of fun place. But we get together once a week, and we just have a great time with it. It's fun.
Two dudes in a kitchen, which I have friends that are artists and pretty. It's talking about celebrating, pretty celebrated artists. And if they're at a party or they're at a gathering, people are always like, hey, get a guitar and sing. Do you have to cook everywhere, Tyler? Or they just expect you, if there's some sort of heat source, that you're going to whip them up something?
That's my superpower. Mm-hmm. Like if I couldn't do that, I would probably get kicked off the island. That's my jam. People love it when I cook. I'm glad that I can provide some fantastic sort of service to like my friends and family, especially around the holidays. Like crush Thanksgiving, my friend. Absolutely crush it. What'd you do for Thanksgiving?
Had a steak with A1, and then I celebrated all the
medium well. I had a medium well steak with A1 sauce on. I was grateful for everybody.
Okay.
We had like 35 people over here at the house, and it was just so much fun. And that's just my jam, dude. I love to do it. I've been cooking for a really, really long time, and we've never gotten better, man.
Tyler Florence is on, and I have not asked a guest this next question because they are not experts in this craft like you are. But I didn't get married until I was 40, like a year or so ago. So I was never in a real serious relationship, never got married until recently. So I did a lot of single guy things my whole life because I was single, and I would do the show, or I would tour, I'd be on the road doing comedy or music. So I lived a life where I was home for a couple days and out. And I would occasionally buy chicken, and I'd freeze the chicken. Now, sometimes, because I wasn't planning ahead and I wasn't a very good cook and I never learned to cook, I would forget I needed to thaw the chicken. So I would take a shower and put the chicken in the floor of the shower to thaw the chicken real quick.
No, that's not a true story. That's not a.
Is it that bad that might be?
You thawed the chicken out. Yeah. Like it was your pet, and you were kind of giving it a bath or something like that. Like you had a dog. If you said my dog and I got in the shower at the same time because I was running late and you needed a bath, I would say, okay, you can make that make sense, man. But if you're thawing chicken out with like your bare feet in the shower, I wouldn't eat that for a couple of reasons, man. You know what I mean? I think there's got to be a separation between like church and state about where you thaw things out and then where you wash your feet. I think it's got to be two separate places altogether. You can't really mix those things. I don't know, man. Well, how did it turn out for you? I think that's a better question.
I don't know because I'm not a good cook, and it was fine. But I guess I just wondered if that's okay because that was the quickest way for me to thaw the chicken, I thought, and it just stayed under the hot water as I took a shower. Is that not?
Yeah.
Is that for the chicken? Let's take the health concern. Yes. Can I do that?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'd have to consult, take out the health code policy of your jurisdiction of with restaurants, and is that particularly safe? I would say no. Between you and me, my friend, I would say that's probably not the most sanitary place to be thawing out something you're going to put in your stomach. I would probably pass on that. Probably tell you put in like a nice clean sink with a stopper in it, right? And kind of fill the sink halfway full with like lukewarm tepid water, and then float the chicken in that. Now I'm assuming you left in the package.
Yeah, I left in the package. Yeah.
You left in the package, right? So are these like boneless, skinless chicken breasts you're talking about?
Yeah. In the package. I put
those thaw pretty fast anyway, right? And so I think I would maybe try a different strategy next time, my friend. If you're really in that much of a hurry, or you can just like order out. You could take your A1 steak sauce. Go hit up some great restaurant that's got boneless, skinless chicken breasts. I would probably pass on that one.
I feel like I'm being made fun of. That's okay. You know what? I ask a question to an expert and I get made fun of. It's all right. Hey, I bring a guy on who knows, and I get told I don't know anything. So it is what it is. Okay, help me with this one. What the heck? Yeah. Why do I have a box of baking powder in my refrigerator? What's the point?
Baking soda.
Oh, whatever it is. I don't even know what it is.
Baking
soda. Why do I have baking? What did I say?
But I thought you said baking.
You said powder, baking powder.
But baking soda, a box of it.
Yeah, what does that do?
There's a difference, right? Baking soda and acts as a filter, and it absorbs like the odors in your refrigerator. It actually does a really, really good job of that. And so if you certainly, I think it might be time to clean out your refrigerator if you need that. But if you have like, chopped onions and chopped garlic or leftovers, or or takeout, and sometimes your fridge might smell a little bit, putting a box of baking soda in your refrigerator can absorb the motors, and it sort of alleviates or diminishes some of the smells. But I think it might be time to wash your refrigerator out, like take everything out and just kind of like nice little bucket of hot soapy water. Maybe you're thawing the chicken in the same hot soapy water. Maybe you're not. Maybe you are. Whatever.
Saving the environment.
Saving the environment. Yeah, doing two things at the same time. But I think that's what that's for. It just absorbs odors in a refrigerator, and so everything smells nice and fresh.
Tyler, Florence on with us. Now, there was a lady who's suing Kraft because she says that she got that mac and cheese box and it said 3 minutes start to finish, but she said it takes longer than that. She's suing them for $5 million. Your thoughts on this lawsuit?
I think it's gangster. I think that's like everybody should hold, the recipe should be tested first and foremost. So for $5 million worth of pain, for 2 additional minutes, I think that's $2,500,000 a minute for her pain. I think that is fair.
I agree.
I think that is worth it.
Okay.
I mean that's what I charge. That you have $2,500,000 a minute that pasta takes longer to cook than what's said on the box.
I'm going to help you.
I think that's fair.
You've helped me. I'm going to help you.
Justifiable.
At your restaurant, and don't say cereal. Don't say cereal. But there's a need for breakfast soup, and no one's cornered that market on breakfast soup. And I'm willing to let you have this at your restaurant. Why is there not a breakfast soup?
Well, I think it might be called a smoothie. Is a smoothie a soup?
A smoothie is actually, I'm glad you asked. A smoothie is a smoothie.
A drinkable soup.
Mm-hmm.
With you can put bananas in it.
We're debating it. That's how no one owns breakfast soup. So I'm giving this gift to, I'm a fan. I've been waiting for this moment. You can have breakfast soup at your restaurant.
Breakfast soup. I think, I'm gonna put it into the R&D filter this week. I'm gonna start coming up with some really, really good ideas around that. Okay. I like where you're going with that. I mean, it could be fresh fruit. It could be a smoothie. Like the world may have already jumped on that one. What do you think? I'm asking my wife here. Breakfast soup. Is that a smoothie?
No, a smoothie is a smoothie.
A smoothie, but do you drink it? Could you eat it with a spoon? You might eat it with a spoon.
Okay. Nobody takes me seriously. But they also didn't take Einstein seriously either, did they?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean the whole theory of relativity, thawing out chicken.
They laughed at him.
It's the same thing.
Okay, I got 3 more questions here. Tyler, Florence, celebrity chef.
Look who's laughing now.
Yeah, exactly. He's dead. Okay, here we go. Number 1. Why does food taste better when someone else cooks it?
Because you're nice and relaxed. The pressure is off for you having to perform in front of people. I always think like the best meal I've had all week is one that I didn't actually make, regardless of what it is. Like we get invited to, dinner parties, and then people come over to our house, especially in the restaurants. And I've heard that some people feel intimidated when I come over to their house for dinner because like, what are they going to make? And dude, I can't tell you, I like steak with A1. I like breakfast soup.
Yep.
I like, these things are just like, regular, common, everyday folk food. I like that kind of thing. I'm grateful for it and happy to have it. But I think when somebody else makes it and you're nice and relaxed and you can be grateful for it and enjoy it, I think that's a pretty nice thing.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Although I do feel like I've been made fun of this entire interview. I've really come to the table with some great ideas here, but it's okay.
These are great ideas, man. All these are great ideas.
Some of the great.
I mean, so what's your favorite dish do you like to make?
Uber Eats. I don't cook. I
there
try.
You go. There you go, my friend. See,
my wife's a great cook.
You answer.
I tell you what's great. I'm glad you asked for my advice, Tyler. Thank you for asking. You ever heard of a little something called an air fryer?
I do. I have. I don't have one. But I'm a big fan of air fryers.
Me
I think
too.
They work out really well.
I can make peaches in them, and an air fryer with peaches, and they are amazing. And I put them in my breakfast soup.
So these are frozen peaches, I'm assuming, right? Straight out of the bag?
Or from the tree.
Oh my gosh.
You put
No.
I think you're making this up. So fresh peaches, bro. Fresh
Yes,
peaches,
I
and
cut them.
you slice them.
Yes, I
You
slice them,
slice them.
and I take parchment
How do you
paper.
slice them?
I,
Show me how you slice it.
like this.
Show me how you slice. Do
Like
that
this.
one more time. Just straight down the middle. Just
Like,
any way.
Yeah, and then I take parchment paper and I put it down. And I put the peaches on there. Then I air fry them, and then I pull them out and I drizzle a little honey on top of them, and voila!
Voila! The chef's kiss.
Yeah, boom.
Mwah.
Just like that. Okay.
Beautiful.
Next question. Name one other chef you could beat up.
I could physically beat up.
Yeah.
I could. There's probably a bunch of chefs I could physically beat up.
Just one.
Probably. I don't know if I'd want to. Push come to shove. Because there's just so much beef around it.
Nice.
But there's so many great people in the industry. There's so many amazing chefs out there. That, and especially with like Instagram right now, like America's got the best group of chefs it's ever had. People share information every single day, and you'll see a culinary trend like pop up in New York, and then a chef in LA will do a riff on it, and then kind of bounce back and forth, and you see these sort of trends. So I think the community is better than ever, and I don't know if we'd have to throw hands to like settle an argument. You know what I mean? I don't think it would.
Okay, I'll get right to the point. Could you beat up Salt Bae?
Gotta be him. He's fit, man. Have you seen his videos? That dude is fit.
I've seen him.
That dude is fit.
I've seen his videos. Is he a poser?
No, well, I don't know. I don't know if he's a poser. I haven't had food in his restaurant, and I've heard mixed reviews over the quality of what it is for how much it costs.
So sounds like some hands are getting thrown.
Right. He might come after you.
But listen, yeah, I trained jujitsu. Push come to shove. If I had to get like an arm bar, you know what I mean, and put some salt on it, or go for like a rear naked choke, I think I could probably make that happen.
The show Special Forces on Fox, January 4th. What? Because again, I like you, Tyler, and that's why I wanted John here, because I had a lot of stuff I knew I could ask you, and you would be fun to talk with about it. What is Special Forces, and how is it different than the other 20 years you've been on my TV?
Well, this show that Fox invited me to be on last spring. We talked about it for I don't know, maybe like 3 or 4 weeks. And my first impression was like, I'm good. I don't know. And then the more I thought about it, like, sounds like the adventure of a lifetime. So we went to the Middle East. We filmed it in Jordan. We were there for about 3 weeks. And it was myself and 16 other celebrities, Dr. Drew Pinsky, Mel B, like so many other amazing like talent. And we got put to the paces with a British Special Forces team, and it is no joke. It was the scariest thing I've ever done in my life. Like absolutely hardcore, real. Like there's no cameras, there's no rules, there's no trailer, there's no masseuse, there's no assistant, there's no cup of coffee, there's no nothing. Like you sleep and do everything next to other people that are in your bunks. It was 108 degrees every day, and it was absolutely brutal, but it is fantastic television. It's fantastic television. You got to check it out. You got to watch it. Like we're, like climbing ropes at, 100 feet off the ground, doing back dives out of helicopters into the Red Sea, like real, like survival stuff. Like you're running with a 30-pound rucksack and loose sand, and it's 100 degrees outside. It was just absolutely brutal, man.
Yeah, I did 2 episodes of Running Wild with Bear Grylls. Yours sounds light.
Sounds light compared to Bear Grylls.
Almost died. Yeah.
Well,
I'm just kidding. That show looked brutal. I saw the clips. My show. Listen, it was just me and Bear.
Didn't Bear get popped like when sleeping in a hotel? Wasn't that the big controversy in the show a couple years ago?
I wish we slept in a hotel. We didn't get it. Maybe he got popped before because we didn't get to. We got punished, I guess, for whatever he got popped for. Okay, look, Tyler, big fan. I do want to talk about Macy's for a second because they're the reason that we're getting to talk to you today. So first of all, what do you guys do for Christmas?
God, we're going to Hawaii for Christmas. I'm opening 2 new restaurants. I'm opening up a Miller and Lux Steakhouse and Halal Life, the Four Seasons, which is going to be so much fun. Just north of Kona. And then we're also opening a Miller Lux and Vail at the Four Seasons in Vail. So we're going to be doing some bouncing around. I got lots of flights. I'm actually leaving tomorrow for Vail. And it's going to be really, really exciting. So it's myself, the family, my wife, our 3 children, the grandparents are coming, everybody. And we're going to be on the big island of Hawaii.
Man, what a life
for Christmas.
What a life! And what do you give
It
somebody?
ain't bad. It ain't bad, my friend.
What do you get? Because I would expect the greatest gift from you, because you're rich. So what do you give as gifts?
Well, it's got to be something from the kitchen. So it's definitely my lane. And Macy's has so much to choose from when it comes to putting together your kitchen for the holidays, or if you're looking for great gifts, Macy's is fantastic. And one item that I think is really great, because it's going to be Christmas, and then it's going to be January, right before you know it, and then it's all about a new year, a new you, and trying to get healthy. Everybody cranks it up in January, and I think a juicer is a really, really great place to start. Are you a juicer? You're a juice guy? Is that your jam? Like, could you juice the air fried peaches?
Yeah, here's the problem with juicing. I like juice. I don't like to clean up the juicer. So we have a juicer that Eddie got me for my wedding, and I used it twice and realized it takes forever to clean out. So I juiced for a minute, and so now I just order juices from Uber Eats.
Well, that's great too. I think at the end of the day, it's about as complicated as emptying out a coffee machine. So like, if that's not that big of a deal, I think a juicer is a really, really great way to just like cram a bunch of nutrients. Put some juice in your caboose is what I like to call it. And I think that there's which one is I got it pulled? Let's see here. It's not cheap. It's $300, $400 actually, but it's the Juice Fountain XL from Breville. It's available at Macy's, right? It's massive capacity, which I think is really great. It's got a 3.5-inch feed. So sometimes if you're trying to get a carrot down there and you can't get it because the chute's too small, this one definitely fits it.
Oh, nice.
But like parsley, cucumber, fresh ginger, turmeric, all these things are like really, really good for your body. I know A1. You can put some A1 in that, man. There's no shame in that game. You could juice a medium well steak. You could do that.
You are really so funny, and thank you for coming on. Just a big fan, and hope you have all seriousness, a happy holiday. And I don't know, you're the man. Just love watching you. Keep doing the great work that you're doing. And I don't really expect steaks, but if they do show up, what am I gonna do?
I mean,
I just eat them.
Yeah, no joke. So we're gonna wrap up this podcast, and then you're gonna give me your address, and I'm gonna put a steak in the middle to you, and then I want you to cook it. If you want to go medium well, I'm cool with that. Grill it, right? But if you put some A1 in this, brother, you and I are gonna throw some hands, man. You know what I mean?
I'll be the chef that you thought you could beat up, and you couldn't.
Yeah. I'm gonna make that dream come true.
Tyler Florence at Tyler Florence on Instagram. Two Dudes in a Kitchen podcast. And he'll be on Special Forces on Fox January 4th. Tyler, massive fan. All seriousness, thank you, and I hope you have a great holiday, buddy.
You too, my friend. Always great talking to you. Thanks so much, man.
See you, Tyler.